The way the Diamondbacks have lost some of these games, they've had early leads, they've made defensive mistakes late, the bullpen has had some letdowns late in ball games, and that's just not Diamondbacks baseball the way Torey Lovullo likes to see it.
He feels like they've had a good turn through the rotation. The starting pitching has settled down. The base running is more to his liking. Hopefully, a trip to this ballpark is the right tonic and will allow Torey to get that 500th win as Diamondbacks manager. Let's get a look at the lineup for the opener here at Coors Field.
Christian Walker, he would have walked to Colorado to get an opportunity to swing the bat in this ballpark. 9 of his last 10 games here at Coors, he's hit .452 with an OPS over 1,500, 5 doubles, 6 homers, 6 walks, and 18 RBI. He really looks forward to coming to Colorado.
Well, here's an added incentive right here. He's up against the Denver native, the left-hander Kyle Freeland. No pitcher in the majors through 2 starts has given up more earned runs.
Yeah, sinker-slider combination, occasional curve, occasional changeup. We saw Freeland obviously on opening day, and he just was not missing bats. A lot of strikes right in the middle of the zone, and the D-backs really made him pay.
17 earned runs allowed, equal the 4th most through a pitcher's first 2 outings in a season since the earned run became a stat in 1913. That's how rough a start Kyle Freeland has had. Let's get a look around the diamond here on this chilly night at the Rockies defensively.
Yeah, another shocker, Nolan Jones out in left field has made 4 errors already this season. Brenton Doyle will be in center field. Chris Bryant playing right field this evening. Ryan McMahon at third base. Ezekiel Tovar at second. Brendan Rodgers at second. Eleris Montero at first base. Elias Diaz does the catching for the lefty, Kyle Freeland.
Nick Lentz is our plate umpire calling balls and strikes. Ketel Marte will lead it off, trying to snap this 4-game losing skid, the first of 3 in Denver.
Well, Marte did not homer his first at bat of the ball game yesterday, so hopefully that'll be remedied here tonight.
0 for 4 in Sunday's loss to the Braves. That snapped a 5-game hit streak for him, which included home runs in 3 consecutive games. And we're underway here in downtown Denver. Marte has scored 11 runs in 10 games. He's got 3 home runs. That one is bounced to third for Ryan McMahon. And quickly there's 1 out for Freeland. Corbin Carroll now. Corbin trying to get things back on track. His swing isn't quite where he'd like it to be. The pitch selection hasn't been super. A .200 batting average in his first 9 games.
Yeah, we talked about that 3rd inning on opening day. 5 Diamondbacks had multiple hits in the same inning. Corbin Carroll didn't. He was the only D-backs not to get a hit in the game, but he did walk twice and score 2 runs.
Keep the line moving. And Corbin had a 2-hit game last week against the Yankees, and then had hits both Saturday and Sunday in Atlanta, so things might be pointed back where they need to be. A little tapper, the race is on, and Corbin Carroll's going to win it. Got it by Freeland. No chance for Rodgers there. It's a 1-out single.
Well, when you're looking to improve those batting average numbers, you'll take anything you can get. That is the effect of a bunt to the right side of the field. By the time it got by Freeland, no chance to make a play on the speedy Corbin Carroll.
Yeah, Rodgers didn't even bother a throw, so Corbin aboard ahead of Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who in his first at bat of the season homered off Kyle Freeland at Chase Field on opening day. Got a fastball out over the plate. Lourdes 310, 3 homers. He leads the Diamondbacks with those 11 runs batted in.
Yeah, we don't want to dwell too much on opening day, but I can't imagine a better start to the season, both offensively and the way Zach Gallen went out there and took the mound. It was great.
Very encouraging. Corbin diving back into that bag. Eleris Montero at first base tonight. Dave McKay coaching at first. Tony Paraschica coaching down at third. Corbin Carroll 2 for 4 in his stolen base attempts this year. Stays put there. Lourdes hits it in the air to center. Brenton Doyle, this Gold Glover out there. There's not much wind to speak of. We heard all about the 40, 50 plus mile an hour winds here all weekend, but it's a very still night here. There's certainly a chill in the air, but it's a lovely clear day.
Two down now for Christian Walker, and here he comes. Here's a good look at the flags atop the rock pile.
Yeah, just barely moving, just a light breeze.
Walk.
It was blowing a little harder earlier when I got to the ballpark. It was chilly.
I see you got your varsity Letterman's
yes,
jacket tonight.
Yes, I did.
3 homers, 10 RBIs in his first 10 games.
Real proud of that letter my freshman year.
As they say in the Breakfast Club, I expected a lot more out of a varsity Letterman. Christian over the weekend against Atlanta, 3 hits, couple of RBIs. And he has given Kyle Freeland fits over the years. 10 for 33 against him. He's homered off Freeland twice. Corbin on the move. The throw from Diaz is a good one, but Corbin Carroll is in there, stolen base number 3.
Great jump that time. He was popping up out of his slide before the ball was even caught down there at second base. Good exchange, good strong throw, but no chance at all. Saw Corbin take that last big leap off the bag and then right into his break to second base.
He's at second with 2 down, 1-0 on Walker. This ballpark is kind to most hitters, but especially so to Christian Walker. His career Coors Field slugging percentage is .674.
Oh.
He has torn this place apart. And there are the numbers.
Yeah, it's been said for years, this is where hitters go to get healthy. If you're struggling a little bit at the plate, you want to trip the Coors Field to get you jump started.
2 balls and no strikes. Saw the numbers a moment ago. Christian has homered here 13 times, including 5 home runs last season alone. It's 3-0. Seems like Freeland is aware of those numbers as well. Suarez would be next. Sliders in there for a strike, 3-1. Corbin Carroll dancing around back there behind Freeland. 3-1 to Walker. And Christian's aboard. That's the pitch he's been chasing lately, that fastball up and away. He laid off that time. 2-1 and 2 out now for Gino.
Yeah, I think Christian Walker's going to have to show tremendous patience in this series, given the numbers that he has in this ballpark and against this team. They might not give him much to hit.
Yeah, Christian's strikeout rate is spiked way up. That might help the plate discipline too. Might not be the worst thing ever. He's at first base. Corbin Carroll at second. For Eugenio Suarez, the third baseman, who bats 5th. That's the knuckle curveball from Freeland. 1-0. Gino, 12 hits, 7 RBIs in his first 10 games. Rolled to third, backhanded by McMahon. Long throw across, and they get him. And Freeland strands 2. Zach Gallen coming up from Colorado.
Zach Gallen gets set to take on the Rockies. Got to layer up.
Oh, yeah.
In 2 starts this year, Zach has 2 wins. He's given up only 1 run.
ERA 0.82, just remarkable. We've talked about his opening day start against these Rockies. He came back against the Yankees and was even better. 6 innings of shutout baseball. Gave up only 3 hits in that game.
Charlie Blackmon, the DH, leads it off for Colorado. Right on the corner for a strike at 94. Blackmon 306 in his first 9 games. A little too far out there that time.
You know, it's funny, Bert. I talked to Ryan Spilborghs, who's doing Rockies TV tonight, and he said, "What can I expect from Gallen tonight?" I said, "I don't know. We don't know what to expect." He might be living with that cut fastball. You might see a lot of curveballs. He may mix in some changeups. He just does his homework. He looks at the opposing hitters and what they've been swinging at lately and comes up with his own game plan.
Threw a good curveball right there. 1-2 on Charlie Blackmon. Gallen, let's take a look at the Rockies lineup here. Only have a moment with Blackmon leading off.
Yeah, we're going to highlight 3 guys in their lineup. Blackmon at the plate, Ryan McMahon hitting 3rd, and Elias Diaz hitting 4th. Those 3 guys combined are hitting .333 this season. Everybody else on the Rockies roster with 10 or more plate appearances is hitting .191.
Yeah, they're supposed to depend on their offense, but they, as Bud Black has said, have dug themselves a hole. They're just not hitting much. Chris Bryant is 3 for 28. Nolan Jones is hitting .179. Brendan Rodgers 5 for 34. Some of the key bats haven't fired yet. And as soon as we say that, Blackmon tries to split the gap in left center. Gets to the wall. Blackmon headed for 2nd, and he's going to dig for 3rd. Blackmon into 3rd with a triple. Well, you find a gap in this outfield, you can keep running for a while.
Check his birth certificate. He's not supposed to hit triples at his age, but he picks on a 95-mile-an-hour 4-seam fastball just off the outside corner, and he does find that gap in left center.
Yeah, that's actually his 2nd triple this year. 37-year-old Charlie Blackmon. He'll be 38 in July. And right away, Gallen with some work to do. The shortstop, Ezekiel Tovar, the hitter. Swing and a miss. Gallen ahead. 0-1 on a slider. That's the new slider that Gallen has featured this year. Tovar 265. He's homered twice. An 0 for 4 on opening day when Gallen started against the Rockies. Tovar dunks it into left center, and the Rockies strike first.
They gave Tovar a long contract. They think he's going to be their shortstop for a long time here at Coors Field and around the National League, and that's part of the reason why he can swing that bat.
Yeah, they believe in him. 7 years, $63 million for the 22-year-old shortstop. Ryan McMahon has been their best hitter, and he's in there batting 3rd tonight. McMahon, a 6-game hit streak, off to a good start. He leads Colorado in hits and RBIs. Dating back to last season, the Rockies had gone 16 straight games without scoring first. That had been the major's longest such streak since the 1989 San Francisco Giants, Bob Brennan.
I know those guys.
We know why they struggled, because you went to Toronto.
Yeah, I was in Toronto. Jeez.
What do you expect?
I'm sure I would have been hit by a pitch with the bases loaded somewhere
Right.
along the line. Yeah.
Ready to contribute. 1-1 on Ryan McMahon.
94 right there for a strike. Gallen beat Colorado at Chase Field opening day, as Bob mentioned. 5 innings, 90 pitches. Gave up just 1 run. There's Brent Strom, the pitching coach. Follow that with 6 scoreless in beating the Yankees last Tuesday. 2-0 in 2 starts. One, two, fouled away. McMahon has hit in 9 of 10 games for Colorado to start the year. Homered here twice against Tampa Bay over the weekend, including a walk-off grand slam in their home opener Friday night. That was quite a moment. Swing and a miss. Gallen gets the strikeout as he goes to that curveball. He's going to look around the diamond now at the D-bag defense.
Lourdes Gurriel Jr. will be out in left field this evening. Corbin Carroll is in center field. Randall Grichuk over in right field. Eugenio Suarez at third base. Kevin Newman at shortstop. Ketel Marte at second. Christian Walker over at first, with Gabby Moreno doing the catching for right-hander Zach Gallen.
The catcher Elias Diaz bats cleanup. 94 inside for a strike. Diaz hit his first home run this year off Merrill Kelly at Chase Field in that season opening series. 8 hits in his first 8 games.
Rockies don't run a lot. They have 3 stolen bases this season in 4 attempts, but Tovar has 1 of them.
Diaz not too happy with Nick Lentz back there. It's 0-2. Ezekiel Tovar at first after the RBI single. Diaz does an offer at the breaking ball. 1-2. Diaz coming in hot. He had a big series against the Rays here over the weekend. 5 for 10. Drove in 3 runs. Last year's All-Star Game MVP. There's a little tapper. Suarez will charge. Do or die for Gino, and he makes the play. Tovar into second. And that's out number 2.
The right guy running to make a play on that slow grounder to the left side.
Well, they're really hoping Chris Bryant gets it going. Having a very slow start to the year, bothered recently by some back tightness. And you see the numbers, a 3 for 28 start. And he has struck out in nearly half those at bats. A run is home. Tovar is at second with 2 down. Fastball's low. Bryant against the Diamondbacks in that season opening series. 0 for 10 with 7 strikeouts.
Boy, he just looked lost.
Yeah, he did.
Took fastballs right down the middle, swung at pitches in the dirt and way off the plate away.
We're told he's even heard here the occasional boo bird, which is rare for this ballpark. Curveball from Zach.
20th pitch of the first inning coming up for Zach Gallen, which he can even out in future innings. Have a quick one.
I talked to Torrey about that before today, and he thought that because of Coors Field and a chilly night and the elevation and the whole thing, 90-95 might be where he thinks about getting him out of there in terms of the pitch count. One. Nick Lentz giving Gallen everything around the edges. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Chris Bryant, who is the only hitter on the Rockies roster who's ever homered against Zach Gallen.
And you know, Zach Gallen, no sleeves out there on the mound. The pitcher and the catcher are the two guys on the field that can usually stay warm on a night like this because you're constantly moving.
And there's another swing and miss from Bryant. They've seen lots of that this year as they complete the strikeout on the curveball. He strands Tovar, but Colorado gets a run home. Gabriel Moreno leads off the Diamondbacks second. Against the Rockies here in Colorado, and they trail it 1-0 as Gabby Moreno leads off the second against left-hander Kyle Freeland. Steve Berthew, Bob Brenly, Jody Jackson here with you. Bob, got to get Gabby's bat going. He's really not looked right since the very beginning of spring training.
Yeah, and he was a little bit slow played in spring training, had a cranky lower back. I kept him out of some action, maybe didn't get the at-bats that he needed in spring training, but you're absolutely right. We need him to get it going.
Those are the two. We talked about Colorado's missing bats. Corbin Carroll's slow start and Gabby's slow start. I think you're starting to see the effects of that. 5 for 28 for Gabby to start the year.
I mean, every team, every player on every team goes through slumps at some point in the season. You just hope you can ham and egg it with the guys around him while he is slumping, which is why the Rockies have had so much trouble. I mentioned before, they've really only had 3 guys swinging the bat well.
When we started the spring, Torey Lovullo was giving Moreno frequent looks at batting third in the lineup. And he's dropped down ever since. There's the skipper looking for number 500 tonight with Joe Mather, the hitting coach. Nick Lentz, if you can get it on that little square, he's going to give you the strike. It's 2-2. It's been the case for both pitchers so far tonight. Which is, I imagine, the way it's supposed to be.
Yeah, you can live with that.
Yeah, sure. Worked him away and then come back in with that fastball, still 2-2.
Yeah, there have been at bats this year already where Gabby looked like he was trying to hit the ball a mile.
Yep.
You know, taking big, long swings when his strength has always been short, quick to the ball, and use the whole field.
Especially Gabby Lane between
Yeah.
the first and second baseman. Might be a good place to start. On the corner, and he's caught looking. First strikeout for Freeland. Well, Freeland looks to be hitting his spots tonight.
Yeah, he looks much more in control tonight than he did at Chase Field for opening day. He's hitting his spots, mixing his pitches. I mentioned he throws a sinker slider. He also has a 4-seam fastball that'll sneak on you as a hitter.
A former Rocky back in town. It's Randall Grichuk, the right fielder tonight. He bats 7th. Randall had a couple of hits, knocked in a run in his Diamondback debut over the weekend in Atlanta. And as Jody mentioned earlier, certainly familiar with Coors Field, played a full season here 2 years ago. Randall, when he was here, hit 19 homers, drove in 73 runs for the Rockies. And then Colorado, at last year's trade deadline, sent him to the Angels along with C.J. Cron. But now a Diamondback. Fastball on the corner. That time Nick Lentz says no, and it's 3-0. Little double take there from Kyle Freeland. He wanted that one.
Some barking coming from that first base dugout. Hey, you know what happens when the D-backs hit a home run tonight? Well, when the D-backs hit a home run, you score a free jumbo jack with the purchase of a large drink.
Usually happens once or twice a night in this ballpark.
I thought it was interesting, Jody's interview with Randall Grichuk in the open.
Yeah, where he said it doesn't really carry here the way people think it does. They got this thing surrounded. Tovar comes in from shortstop, and there's 2 down.
And he pointed out what we've talked about many times in the past here, partner. You have to play deep to respect the fact that the ball is going to carry a little bit farther than it does at other ballparks, and that allows a lot of bloopers to drop in front of the outfielders.
Yeah, that always ends up, it seems, being the difference here. All that outfield space. Blaze Alexander is the DH with Kevin Newman on deck as the shortstop. Blaze had a rough defensive weekend in Atlanta. Maybe give him a day here to just hit and sort of put that in the rearview mirror. 6 for 21 in his first 7 career games. Geraldo Perdomo out with the surgery, torn meniscus in his right knee, had the surgery today. And Tor Lavello told us everything went well. No unexpected damage in there. And they thought that Perdomo might grind it out, would have had to play in pain, get an injection and try and work through it, but just 2 weeks into the season they thought, no, that doesn't make sense.
Not much upside to that.
So he had the surgery today and is doing well. Hello, Geraldo, if you're watching. Hope you're doing all right, buddy. 0-2. Blaze lays off. Got the creamsicle cleats.
I'd have to ask him if there's any significance to that. Maybe his high school colors were orange and black or something. I don't know.
They just need to get him to kind of slow down a little bit. There it is. Boy, that is sharp right there. Those look like slip-ons. You'd like those. Oh no, there's laces there. 2-2.
The Skechers make baseball shoes?
They do now. Alexander hits it in the air. It backs up Nolan Jones, but he's got room out there. And Freeland has retired 4 in a row. He leads it 1-0. Advantage points to redeem for exclusive benefits when you enter the bonus word of the series into the Advantage Member Experiences section of your MLB Ballpark app. And today's bonus word is Helton.
Yeah.
As in Todd Helton, who's got a hamburger stand out there in left field. And I been out there. They're not bad.
Not bad at all.
He's also going into the Hall of Fame, so they're celebrating that this year.
Not for his burgers.
Well, you might want to think about that, too. Burgers for everybody in Cooperstown.
Yeah.
Nolan Jones leads off the second for the Rockies against Zach Gallen. And this is another one of the bats they need to get going. Off to a disappointing start. Jones, 179, 3 RBIs in 10 games. Zach had to labor a bit, 21 pitches in that first. There's a scud up there. It's 2-0. A knuckle curveball got away.
I get the biggest kick out of looking at Todd Helton's batting numbers for his career. Not hits, not homers, not RBIs, games played. We talk a lot about the Coors Field effect coming in here for a 3-game series and the effect that it has on players, and it's a real thing. But Todd Helton, starting in 1998, 152, 159, 160, 159, 156, 160. I mean, it goes on and on and on. Played every day.
Some guys are impervious. Zach really trying to find. He suddenly lost the feel for that curveball. You can see the frustration. It's 3-1. He's throwing a couple of scuds up there in this at bat.
Most pitchers will tell you they try to change their release point in this ballpark because breaking balls don't break as much.
John Gray used to talk about that all the time when he was here. Oh, he got the call there on a curveball low. Jones was set to take his base, and understandably, but we'll take it. It's full 3-2 with Brendan Rodgers on deck. So Gallen, after a bit of a long first, searching for answers to start the second.
Yeah, that's why I hesitated to answer Ryan Spilborgh's what to expect from Zach Gallen, because if he's not feeling that curveball, he might put it in his back pocket for a couple of innings. Just go with the cutter and the four-seamer and the changeup.
Use that new slider.
Yeah, use the new slider, and maybe at some point in the game that curveball will come back to him.
Funny thing is, he's thrown about 3 or 4 curveballs to Jones in this at bat, just trying to find the feel for it. And then comes back with a heater and got the call. That was off the corner, but Nick Lentz says you're out. And Gallen has punched out 3 the first 6, and Nolan Jones and Bud Black would like some answers.
Yeah, I mean, they're borderline pitches, not egregious calls. That one a little below the zone, but
that was borderline egregious.
Yeah, it was borderline egregious. That's what I meant.
Gabby, once again, you've crystallized your thoughts perfectly.
Well.
Yeah, that was not a strike. Brendan Rodgers, another scuffling Rockies bat.
See, I get caught like a lot of the umpires do because Gabby is so good at taking that low pitch or that pitch that's just off the corner and always receiving it with his glove moving back toward the middle of the plate. And that's what happens. You get some of those calls.
0-2 on Rodgers, who was off to a 5 for 34 start. Remember, Rodgers began the season as Bud Black's cleanup hitter. At 5 for 34 will take care of that for a while. They've moved him up and down the lineup a bit here. Well, Gallen is determined to throw that curveball. One-two pitch. I think he's thrown almost nothing but curveballs in this inning.
He's had that same reaction on almost every one of them. Just kind of frustrated with himself.
It's not behaving the way he and Brent Strom think it might or should. So we'll try it again on 2-2. Wow. It's just curveballs. That's it.
Well, if you ask Zach, there's a reason for it.
No doubt.
You know he has a good reason for why he is backing up that curveball with another one.
And another one.
And another one.
2-2 now. Larry Montero on deck. Tried the fastball up. Couldn't get Rodgers to chase, and it's full 3-2. So back-to-back full count start the second for Zach. Got some help from Nick Lentz on the last one. And now here's this one.
Yes, he did.
I want to take a guess as to what that pitch was. Correct.
Curveball.
Well, Gallen now 3 consecutive strikeouts. He's punched out 4 of the first 7.
It started in the zone, then dipped out of the zone. Rogers just could not check in time. 4th strikeout in 2 innings so far for Zach Gallen.
Lowry's Montero, the first baseman tonight, bats 8th. And Montero, seemingly with plenty of power in that bat, does not have either an extra base hit or an RBI this year. He's 4 for 22. Swing and a miss. Curveball again. And Gallen strike out the side in the second after giving up a run in the first. Fastball away, missed, 2-1. Little tapper back to Zach. He'll run it over there for Walker. And Gallen has set down 6 consecutive Rockies, but he trails it 1-0. Placement of his feet on the rubber, but this was Gallen animated than dugout.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes pitchers do have trouble out there with the rubber depending on where your opposing pitcher digs his hole. Sometimes it's not comfortable for you, and that looked like Zach's trying to describe what he's going through out there on the mound.
Kevin Newman, the shortstop tonight, starts us off in the 3rd against Kyle Freeland. Newman brought into the infield mix in Atlanta when Geraldo Perdomo went on the injured list. Perdomo's surgery today went well, and Gallen is still trying to figure out. He'll talk to anybody who'll listen out there. There's Tommy Henry, Brandon Pfaadt. Freeland lifts the 2-0 out to Chris Bryant in right field. And that's 5 in a row set down by Kyle Freeland.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
We got to do some business here. I'll be right with you.
Okay.
April 15, 16, and 17. Diamondbacks host the Chicago Cubs at Chase Field with Dansby Swanson and company coming to town. It's a weekday series. Get your tickets at dbacks.com. You were saying.
I forget.
All right. Moving on. Ketel Marte in the leadoff spot. Grounded out his first time. I guess that's going to be a strike for both pitchers.
Yeah.
Ketel would like a moment to gather his thoughts. I have a feeling what they might be. A little excuse me, Tapper. Freeland's got to hustle over there. Nice job by the Rockies lefty to cover that bag. And he takes a tumble but gets the out. Well, that almost died in no man's land out there in the infield.
Yeah, that's that Bermuda Triangle over there on the right side. If you can put it between the pitcher, the first baseman, and second baseman, you got a chance to leg it out for an infield hit. That's a pretty nice play by Montero, who is, let's just say, rough at first base. Check swing. Cattell didn't know where the ball went initially. By the time he picks it up, it's too late to beat it out.
Corbin Carroll has the only Diamondback hit so far. He beat out an infield single in the first and then stole second. Skies one toward the right field corner, and that's drifting into foul ground and not a play. Corbin has one extra base hit and one RBI this year, but he has walked 7 times. So he's managed to be productive while trying to find that swing at the plate. Sure seems like it just comes down to pitch selection.
Yeah, a lot of those walks came early in the season.
Look out. Fouls it off, and the bat goes right by Dave McKay at first.
I've seen him do that a couple times this year as well. Take a hack at a ball and lose the grip on the bat.
He has the look of a hitter that's trying to put something into practice, and it just hasn't quite clicked yet.
Yeah, there's a big difference between hitting in the cage in the wintertime and taking extra BP in spring training and actually getting in that batter's box against a pitcher that's trying to get you out.
One ball and 2 strikes on Corbin Carroll. Missed up and away, 2-2. Shattered the bat, and that's going to dunk into very short right center. Corbin thinking about 2 big turn, and he'll settle for the single. He's 2 for 2.
When you're struggling the way Corbin Carroll has been in the early going, there's no such thing as a broken bat hit. It's just a hit.
Right.
Splitters flying throughout the infield, but you know, this puts more pressure on Kyle Freeland now. He's got a potential base stealer on over there at first base. A couple of dangerous hitters due up next.
Anytime you can extend an inning and get into the Rockies bullpen, they got a lot of hard throwers back there for sure, but you'll take your chances. Gurriel flying out to center his first time. He homered off Freeland at Chase Field on opening day. Rockies might want to walk Lourdes every time he's up in this series. In that 4 games at Chase to start the year, he was 8 for 17. 2 doubles, 3 homers. He knocked in 10 runs. That stays fair for McMahon. Montero with a nice scoop on the other end. Bottom 3rd in Colorado. Diamondbacks trailing 1-0.
He threw 26 sinkers in the outing. He got 9 swings and misses. He had the curveball working. He had the changeup working as well. 3 hits, 2 runs. They were earned. 3 strikeouts, and there you have it. It's basically spring training for him. As Torey Lovello mentioned, he was real happy with getting that work in, and he'll have another start, guys, it appears, at Tacoma before heading into the rotation for the Diamondbacks.
Yeah, Torey, Jody, was asked today, do you expect Jordan Montgomery back first or Eduardo Rodriguez by the end of this month? And Torey said Jordan, but Erod is not too far behind at all. So the news continues to be encouraging on both those guys as Brenton Doyle starts off the third. And again, Zach Gallen a little frustrated out there. The slider missed that time. Gallen has already thrown more curveballs today than he did in either of his first 2 starts this year. And it's only the start of the 3rd inning. Threw 18 curveballs in the first 2 innings.
And this is a ballpark, as I mentioned earlier, that usually kind of negates some of the effectiveness of your breaking stuff. But apparently Zach doesn't believe in, what do you call it, meteorology?
Weather?
Weather. Conditions.
Elevation?
Yeah, that too.
All right.
I mean, there's some pitchers that come in here to Coors Field and just refuse to throw a breaking ball. They go all fastball, changeup, because they just can't get their breaking pitches to move the way they want them to.
Gallen does have 7 swings and misses through 2. And add 1 more to the list as Emil Jimenez rings up Doyle, and that's 5 strikeouts through 9 batters for Zach Gallen.
Yep.
Charlie Blackmon. Blackmon tripled and scored to lead it off for the Rockies. Split the gap in left center, and there's the strike. Zach 5 of 10 first pitch strike so far.
Of course, everybody recognizes Charlie Blackmon by that beard. You see a little bit of hair hanging out the back of the helmet. The question is, does he dye his beard or does he dye his hair?
Maybe both.
Maybe both.
They have to match, right? I would think that would get itchy. Although, yeah, today looks warm. Gallen, the look, the expressions on Zach Gallen's face after every curveball are priceless. He's disgusted with all of them, yet here he is with, 5 strikeouts through 9 batters. Another swing and miss on another curveball, and Gallen has 6 strikeouts through 10 Colorado hitters. It's a curveball clinic.
And maybe not as big a break on the curveball as we've seen at Chase Field and some other venues, but still very effective. He's throwing it right down there at the bottom of the zone consistently.
He has struck out 5 of the last 6 he's faced. Ezequiel Tovar had an RBI single for the game's only run his first time up. Landed that one for a strike. Gallen has never lost in this ballpark. He is 2-0 in 6 career starts at Coors, with an ERA under 2.5. Tovar lines it to left center. Lourdes runs it down. And Gallen has now retired 8 consecutive Rockies since the Tovar RBI single. Christian Walker, Eugenio Suarez, and Gabriel Moreno coming up top 4. is he hot?
He might be one of the more underappreciated players.
Walker, live ball, and there it goes. And Christian Walker leads off the fourth against Kyle Freeland. Diamondbacks down 1-0. Only 2 hits so far against Freeland, both Corbin Carroll singles. Christian walked his first time up. 10 for 33 career against Freeland with a pair of homers. And Walker sends one out to center. Doyle coming in, but it drops in front. There's what you talked about, Bob. All that acreage out there in this outfield.
Hey, you can't cover it all. You got to play deep, respecting Christian Walker's power, and then when he gets jammed and hits a little floater out into center field, nobody can get there in time. Take it.
Christian, a lifetime .327 hitter in this ballpark, as a leadoff single ahead of Gino Suarez. Suarez grounded out to win the first. Freeland right on the corner with that changeup. Gino 0 for 4 yesterday in Atlanta, struck out 3 times. That snapped a 4-game hit streak for him.
This ballpark has a lot in common with your backyard. 2.66 acres, most in Major League Baseball.
That was over the line.
We could just play these games in your backyard.
Oh boy. Well, got to give the dog some room to run around. There's a look from our wire cam presented by Defy here at Coors Field. And that locked up Gino at the belt for a strike. And it's 1-2. That is Nate the Great's favorite stat, the acreage in the outfield.
It is.
It's a third of an acre. This is new, I'm told. We've updated this. It's a third of an acre bigger than the average Major League outfield.
Ah, there you go.
Do with that what you will. I'm just glad we don't have to cut the grass.
I wonder if acreage is part of the analytics.
Probably. Everything is. 2-2. Look out.
Look out.
Somehow that did not hit Suarez.
Quick feet.
Full count.
He usually uses them down at third base, those quick feet, but that time he had to use them to get out of the way.
Well, that time it was a curveball getting away from Freeland and not Gallen. Here's one more look with Gabby on deck. Whoa, you're right. Time for Gino to launch one here. 3-2. It's in the seats anyway.
Yeah. That'd be more specific. Launch one fair.
Well, figured I'd leave myself some wiggle room. 50 pitches coming up for Freeland. 49 so far, 29 strikes, coming off a 12-pitch third. And the first 2 aboard, a single and a walk, start the Diamondback fourth. Ahead of Gabriel Moreno. There it is, 50 pitches for Freeland. He has walked 2 and struck out just 1 so far. But certainly this represents a big improvement for him over his first 2 starts.
I think he threw over 50 pitches in the first inning. Chase, I can't remember the exact pitch count, but it was up there.
He had a rough time. Moreno struck out looking in the second. Walker at second base, Suarez at first. Freeland was TKO'd by the Diamondbacks in the opener. 10 runs all earned in 2 1/3. His subsequent start came against the Cubs at Wrigley last week. He went only 3 1/3, gave up 7 runs all earned. He's had a rough time. But Black says that Freeland's stuff is fine. It's been a case of a lot of pitches middle-ish. He's fallen behind in some bad counts. He's missed with some fastballs. Just not getting any breaks. Gabby hits it deep the other way. Bryant
on his move toward the line here. Here comes Walker. And he will head into third. There's one away. And a chance for the former Rocky Randall Grichuk. Of course, Bud Black was asked, what is the issue with Kyle Freeland? And Bud Black, a very good pitcher in his own day, sort of had a pitcherish answer. He said he's not getting any breaks. They're not popping the ball up. They're not mishitting. That happens sometimes. As a pitcher, you want those mishits. You want those pop-ups, right? Get the easy outs.
Oh, yeah. I mean, occasionally, a mishit is going to drop in. We've seen that a couple times already tonight. But, yeah, if you pitch into soft contact, you're probably going to get better results than if guys are hitting ropes all over the field.
There's a disengagement for Freeland. So Walker's at third, Suarez at first, one down. And a chance for Grichuk.
Now, this is a situation that Freeland finds himself in quite often. A runner at first base, runner at third in scoring position. Since 2017, he's second in the major leagues in inducing double play balls. 121 double plays. Only Kyle Gibson has more.
Well, Grichuk wants to hit it up in the air here. Yeah. It's 1-1. Fights off that pitch.
That's where your swing decision comes into play. He's going to try to work you down in the zone. You want to try to get something up that you can lift in the air to the outfield.
Gets this one up in the air. Deep left center. That ball's got some carry to it. Still going out there. Nola Jones runs it down. Walker comes home. And that will tie the ball game. The RBI for Randall Grichuk. His second as a Diamondback. Boy, Jones went a long way to get to that one.
He sure did. Randall just missed that. Wasted a lot of the energy up high in the air. A skyscraper pop up to left center. You can see Nolan Jones on his horse just does get to the spot.
Boy, he doesn't catch that one. Suarez has a good chance to score from first. So Jones may have saved a run there. 1-1 ball game. And it's Blaze Alexander, the DH. Blaze able to check. Yes, he did, says Emil Jimenez. Alexander flied out his first time. That one squirts through. Base hit for Blaze. Suarez into second. And that's the third Diamondback base runner in this inning against Kyle Freeland.
I'm just thinking about being a DH here at Coors Field as a visiting team. A lot of the ballparks, most of the ballparks for that matter, have a batting cage right behind the dugout now. So you can go take some swings, soft toss or off the machine, and then take your at bat. Here at Colorado, you have to go up 2 flights of stairs, through the clubhouse, through the kitchen, to get to the batting cage. Not quite as convenient.
Oh, it's nice to have the kitchen there.
Yeah, that's always good.
Cookies and stuff. Here's Kevin Newman, the shortstop. A run is in, 2 on and 2 out. Newman hits it hard. That's by a diving Tovar. Here comes Gino. Blaze blazing into third, and he's in there. Newman into second, and he's safe. And it's 2-1 Diamondbacks.
Ball was spanked up the middle, just out of the reach of Ezekiel Tovar. Good aggressive base running by both Alexander and Newman, the trail runner right there. After that base hit, finds himself at second.
Kevin Newman, his first hit as a Diamondback. And there's an RBI from the 9 spot. Blaze into third. Newman at second. A Marte hit can tack on 2 more runs here. Cattell so far 0 for 2. They credit Newman with a single and an RBI. Took second on the throw. Cattell, first pitch hacking at that one. Got the curveball. Jones to third. It backs up McMahon and kicks off the glove. Alexander's home. Here comes Newman. Going to be close. And he's in there. 4-1 Diamondbacks. Boy, Ryan McMahon is one of the best in the business down there at third, but he clanked that one that should have ended the inning.
Yeah, he caught an in-between hop right there. Was a little indecisive as to whether to charge that ball or back up and play the big hop, and he got caught in between, and it cost the Rockies a couple of runs.
It's a 4-run fourth for the Diamondbacks against Freeland. And Freeland's going to need a moment here to regroup. Boy, Newman just did sneak in there. Darryl Scott, the pitching coach. Long, slow walk to the mound. Wants to slow things down for his left-hander. Let's take one more look at Kevin Newman coming home.
Just does get underneath that throw. That's a good go for me by Kevin Newman, because Bryant was running away from home plate to get that ball. He was going to have to pick it up and either set his feet and make a strong throw, or do what he did, just try to throw off balance and get it to the plate as quickly as he could.
20th pitch of this inning coming up from Freeland. That's an E5. No RBI for Ketel Marte, but 2-run score. Corbin Carroll 2 for 2. That's yours.
No.
Corbin, the 8th man to bat in this inning.
Not tonight.
You have to take your hands out of your pockets.
That's right.
It's a little chilly. It's not too bad, though, actually.
Not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Expected worse. Wow. Wow is right. A little miscalculation on that swing. 0-2. What a grab by Freeland. He fires one in frustration to Montero at first. It's a 4-run Diamondback fourth, and they lead it 4-1. Of a 4-run fourth, and they lead the Rockies 4-1. You can watch all the Diamondback games in market, live or on demand, all season long. Only $99 a year with D-Backs TV, or get D-Backs TV plus MLB TV, $199.99 a year, subject to national exclusivities. D-Backs.tv has all the info. Boy, Zach Gallen getting better as he goes along here. Ryan McMahon leads off the Colorado fourth. Gallen pitches per inning 21, 18, and 13. And he has struck out 6 of the first 11 batters he's faced tonight. That was a 22-pitch fourth for Kyle Freeland, the left-hander, and you saw the frustration as he fired that comebacker over to first base to finally end the inning.
He'd have been even more frustrated if his angry throw to first base ended up going down the right field line. Ooh, dangerous play for the Rockies.
Yeah, and he's not exactly throwing it to Keith Hernandez over there at first with Montero. Allen ahead, 1-2. He struck out McMahon in the first. Lined off the glove of Newman, just barely caught a lace. Not much Kevin could do there, and McMahon's aboard with just the third Colorado hit.
We saw McMahon go through some slow stretches last season, but man, is he off to a hot start this year. Everything he hits is right on the barrel.
And McMahon now with a 7-game hitting streak. He has hit in 10 of 11 games to start the year. He's aboard ahead of Elias Diaz. Snaps a stretch of 9 consecutive, retired by Zach Gallen. That's foul away. Diaz grounded out his first time up. Colorado catcher. Another multi-run inning for the Diamondbacks. 8th time they've had a multi-run inning against the Rockies. Two balls and 1 strike on the Colorado catcher, Elias Diaz. Able to check on that one. Fouled off, 2-2.
Yeah, because of the revolving door with the Rockies pitching staff last year, Elias Diaz found himself catching 33 different pitchers over the course of the summer.
Believe that. He caught 126 games last year. That's a Rockies record at the position. No one had caught that many games for Colorado since Joe Girardi in 1995.
Wow.
2-2. Oh, sure enough, it was there for him, and he just chopped it into right. McMahon with the Jets into third. Grichuk fires it in there. Boy, Grichuk gave that one a shot. And a couple of singles open up the Rocky 4th. Aggressive base running from Ryan McMahon.
They just bumped it over there to the right side. This is a nice job by the shortstop, Kevin Newman. Watch him fake cutting the ball off. That held the runner at first base as that throw went to third.
Gallen with some work to do. They're on the corners, no outs. And the batter is Chris Bryant, who struck out to win the first. Fastball's there for a strike. 103 batting average. 3 for 29 to start the year for Chris Bryant, former National League MVP. Foul at third, it's 0-2. Back to the curveball for Gallen. That's been his pitch of choice tonight. He's thrown a bucket full of curveballs so far. McMahon's at third, Diaz at first. McMahon lines it, or Bryant lines it to left. Gurriel won't get there, drops in. McMahon coming home. Diaz at second, and it's 4-2. Chris Bryant the RBI. That's just his 4th this year. 3 consecutive hits against Gallen open up the 4th.
Yeah, it didn't sound great coming off Chris Bryant's bat, but the fact that he was out in front of that breaking ball caused it to hook away from Lourdes Gurriel out there in left field. And the Rockies tack on another one.
Gallen handed a 4-1 lead, has given one back here, still looking for his first out in this inning. Nolan Jones, the hitter. Jones struck out looking his first time up, off to a rough start this year, 175. Couldn't check at that fastball at the belt.
And you wonder if the struggles at the plate are affecting his defense. He's made 4 errors already this season in 10 games. He only made 2 in 90 games last year.
Yeah, remember the ball that went off his glove in left field to Chase to start the year. Again, couldn't check. Again, Gallen goes to that curveball, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Jones takes his time out. Diaz down there at second base. Bryant's at first. Each team with 5 hits. It has been a labor for Zach Gallen all night long. First 2 batters had hits. Blackman the triple, Tovar the RBI single. Gallen retired the next 9. But since then he's given up 3 straight hits. 2-2. Make it 4. It whizzes by Newman at short. They will wave Diaz. He's going to come around and score, and it's a 1-run ball game. 4 consecutive Rocky hits, and still nobody out.
Just about in the middle of the plate with the breaking ball that time. And after you've seen as many curveballs as these Rockies hitters have the first time through the lineup, it's not quite as deceiving the second time through.
Brent Strom to the mound. Boy, Gallen had set down 9 consecutive and now 4 straight hits. Welcome to Coors Field.
Yeah.
Let's get this from Jack in the Box.
You're looking at my new Smash Jack. 1 bite and you'll have a new favorite burger.
Welcome to Jack in the Box.
Brendan Rodgers will be the hitter. Just the 3rd time in Zach Gallen's career he's given up 4 consecutive hits. He has never given up 5 straight. Rodgers, a strikeout victim in the 2nd. Rodgers, another slumping Colorado bat. 5 for 35 to start the year. "70 pitches for Zach, 47 strikes.
I was just about to say, I wonder if Brent Strom's meeting to the mound, the subject possibly could have been pitching inside more. We've heard Brent talk about that from time to time, that in order to make those off-speed pitches and breaking balls effective on the outside part of the plate, you got to buzz them inside to keep them honest, and it looked like Zach was trying to get in on Rodgers that time.
Right at the knees for a strike, 1-2. Gallen has now thrown 20 pitches in this 4th inning, has yet to record an out. Coming off a 13-pitch 3rd. Torrey told us 90 and 95 in terms of the pitch count is where he's going to start thinking about getting Gallen out of there. It's a bit of a shorter leash for Zach tonight, given the conditions. 1-2. Couldn't get him to bite on that curveball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the Rockies' second baseman. Lowry's Montero on deck. Chris Bryant at second base, Nolan Jones at first. 2 runs in for the Rockies. Well, you could spend about a week studying the body language of Zach Gallen here tonight. Come up with all different kind of conclusions.
Seen a lot of the same eye rolls I get from my wife when I tell her I'll do it tomorrow.
3-2. Rogers lines it to Grichuk, who gets to the spot. Everybody back to their bases. And that's the first out for Gallen in the 4th. Montero tapped back to the mound his first time. Gallen's never been terribly demonstrative out there anyway, but he's had some antics, and will throw his 25th pitch of this inning right here. Colorado has out hit the Diamondbacks 6-5. D-backs hanging on to a 4-3 lead.
I think back to the days of Don Baylor and Clint Hurdle, and even now with Bud Black managing the Rockies, they all say the same thing. In order to pitch in this ballpark, you have to be mentally tough, because you are going to give up some runs, you're going to give up some hits.
Yeah, they want guys who won't crumble in these conditions. Got to have some backbone. Right on the corner. Good spot for that fastball. 0-2. Chilly night here in Denver. 4-3 Diamondbacks lead.
Right in on his knuckles. Good fastball in.
Montero does not have an extra base hit or an RBI this year. Not much wind to speak of here. Oh, 2 right there. Rings him up. 7 strikeouts for Gallen. And there's 2 outs in the 4th.
If you wonder if this is a byproduct of all the early curveballs. I mean, Montero's not a guy that's going to take a lot of fastballs in the strike zone, but gets caught looking that time.
Well, Gallen now at 80 pitches in the ball game through 3 2/3. Doyle struck out to lead off the 3rd. 80 pitches, 55 for strikes. Zach has struck out 7. He's not walked a batter. Another first pitch curveball. Doyle had a productive weekend here at Coors Field in the Rockies series against Tampa Bay. Back-to-back multi-hit games for the first time in his career. He homered here on Saturday, swing and a miss. Back to the curve, it's 1-1. So the Bats starting to make some progress after a Gold Glove rookie season in center field last year for Brenton Doyle. There's an offer at the curve. They've seen that pitch enough tonight. Some guys starting to lay off it a bit.
I mentioned the Gold Glove for Doyle last year, and obviously he can go get him in the outfield, no question about that, but I think a lot of that is based on his throwing arm. He clocked at 105 miles an hour on a throw earlier.
Yeah, he and Nolan Jones have tremendous throwing arms out there in that Rocky outfield. Right on the corner with a fastball. And Gallen is a strike away from getting out of here with a 1-run lead. 4 singles open up the inning. Rogers lined out. Montero struck out. Now it's 2-2 on Doyle. Swing and a miss.
One more curveball for Gallen, who has struck out 8 through 4 and leads it 4-3. When we come back, Gurriel, Walker, Suarez, and the Diamondbacks fifth.
Gurriel Jr. Stay hot. Gurriel's at it again.
Everything on the barrel.
Another good day for Lourdes, and he is playing long ball, and he is locked in.
Well, Lourdes Gurriel Jr. coming off a productive weekend in Atlanta. Had 5 hits and walked twice against the Braves. 0 for 2 so far tonight against the Rockies. He leads off the 5th against Kyle Freeland. It's been a bit of a wild one so far, bit of a clumsy game in fact, but it's 4-3 Diamondbacks as we start the 5th. Gurriel has flied out, grounded out, 0 for 2. Well, you got to wonder what Torey Lovullo is thinking with Zach Gallen here. Gallen had a 13-pitch third, then a 32-pitch fourth, so he's up to 85 pitches now through 4. With Torey saying he wanted to keep him somewhere between 90 and 95 pitches for the game tonight, so there's not a lot of wiggle room here. As Torey goes for win number 500. It's been elusive. They've lost 4 in a row. 0-2 on Gurriel. I'll bet you $1 the final score isn't 4-3.
Oh yeah, I'm not taking that bet. I know somebody who would, but I'm not taking that bet.
No. Entertainment purposes only.
Wow.
I think he's trying to hit Jody down there. Jody, are you all right?
Thankfully, I have some protection here, and that one was a little out in front of me, but
all right.
Got to keep the head on a swivel here.
Yeah, keep your head down. There she was. Well, yeah, you're well guarded back there.
I am pretty well guarded.
All right.
Can't lie.
Rest easy. There's one more, Jody. Look out.
Wow.
What is the deal?
Jody needs a glove.
Or gloves. It's a little chilly.
I did not bring. I meant to bring a scarf and gloves, and I did not.
0 for 2. Or 3 counting the gloves. And Lourdes lays off that one. The changeup from Freeland. Creep it up on 70 pitches here.
Both bullpens are having a Zumba class. The Diamondbacks have some guys moving around, stretching, cranking their arms around. Rockies doing the same thing.
Oh, there you go, yeah.
Guys jumping up and down, trying to get a little blood going out there.
8th pitch of the at-bat. There's another Jody Jackson special.
8 pitches in the at bat, 6 of them have been foul balls, almost in the same place.
Yeah, that qualifies as stirring right there. Joe Mantiply, Scott McGuff. Lourdes couldn't check that time. Curveball from Freeland. And that's just the second strikeout tonight for Kyle Freeland.
Yeah, it looked like Lourdes was just in swing mode that entire at bat. He was going to get that bat started, and if it was a pitch he couldn't do anything with, he pulled it foul down the third base line. That time could not check.
We've talked about Christian Walker's history in this ballpark. It's always been more than kind to him, and so far tonight he has walked, singled, and scored. A lifetime .327 hitter at Coors Field. Walker has homered here 13 times, including 5 home runs here just last year.
Wow.
And he's got very good career numbers against Kyle Freeland. 11 for 34. 45. You know, it's actually not terrible. I think we're getting a little whiny.
Well,
it's not so bad. We are bundled up.
Yes, we are. I have my letter jacket on.
Letter jacket. So proud of yourself.
And thanks to Roger Riley and his crew down in the clubhouse. I mean, I brought layer and layer and layer, but I didn't really have anything big and heavy to put over the top, so they let me borrow this jacket for the next couple nights.
I got the Kevlar vest on. That's in there. It looks good, though. That's a sharp-looking coat. Same one that all the coaches are wearing down there. There are the numbers for Walker coming into this one. 10 for 33. He's added a base hit his last time up. Three-one. That caught the corner. It's a good call. Good spot for that fastball. Full count, 3-2. Suarez on deck. Christian punches it into right. Boy, Coors Field is a hitter's haven for Christian Walker. 2 for 2 with a walk.
Boy, nice job of staying right on that pitch. Out there near the outside corner of the plate at 92 with some sink on it, and Christian just stayed right on it, drove it into right field. That's what you're supposed to do with that pitch.
Each team now with 6 hits. Suarez has grounded out, walked, and scored. Freeland left that curveball up. Gino fouls it off, 0-1. Coming off an 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts yesterday at Truist Park. Here's a look at Coors Field from our wire cam presented by Defy. Crowd a little thin here tonight. Freeland at 80 pitches, 51 strikes. 80, a nice even number. Freeland trying to work Suarez inside again. 2 balls and a strike. Gino, 12 hits, 7 runs knocked in his first 10 games as a Diamondback. Walked and scored his last time up. Center field, Doyle is there. 2 outs. Really like to see Gabby's bat get going. He's 0 for 2 so far tonight.
Well, and he does have the lane open right now with the runner on at first base in Christian Walker. Big gap on that right side.
Moreno 5 for 30, hitting 167 on the year. He has struck out and flied out so far tonight. There's that room on the right side. 20th pitch of this inning right here from Kyle Freeland, who threw 22 pitches in that fourth.
Couldn't hold up on that offer of the curveball. And Gabby in an 0-2 hole. Two outs, Walker at first.
Just got a piece that time. I'm watching Freeland out there on the mound, and when there's a potential base stealer on at first, he's got a good pickoff move, a couple of them actually. The quick step off snap throw move, and also the lift the right leg and go to first base. But when there's somebody over there that he doesn't think is going to run, he doesn't really pay that much attention to him. He'll give him a look, but he's going home. And Christian last year, he snuck a few stolen bases when pitchers didn't pay enough attention to him.
15 multi-hit games in this ballpark for Christian Walker. Swiped 11 bags last year and was never caught. A perfect 11 for 11. Again on 0-2. Kyle Freeland, this is certainly progress for him. Went 2 1/3 in his first start, then 3 1/3 in his second. Trying to get out of the fifth here tonight. Runs that fastball inside, and Moreno back even in the count. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Activity in the Colorado bullpen. Peter Lambert, the right-hander. Lambert in relief was the winning pitcher in the only game the Rockies won at that Chase Field series earlier this year. And Gabby has run the count full now, 3-2. With Freeland about to throw pitch number 90. And Grichuk on deck, the former Rocky. Eighth pitch of the at-bat right here to Gabriel Moreno. Montero still holding Walker on that base at first. And he'll check over there. Three-two to Gabby. Well, he got a hanging slider that time and missed it.
He might have broken his bat. It'll be a couple of years ago instituted a rule where you had to bring 2 bats up to the on-deck circle, or at least have 2 bats game ready. Just in a situation like this, you didn't have to walk all the way back to the dugout. The bat boy had your backup bat in the on-deck circle ready just in case you broke one, but I don't know that that's being enforced quite as rigorously as it once was.
Got to keep it moving. Freeland 90 pitches, 57 strikes, a long fifth. Again on 3-2. This is a battle right here. Gabby was down 0-2. He ran the count full. He's fouled off a bunch of pitches. He's on his second bat. And now Jalen Beeks, the left-hander, joins Peter Lambert, the right-hander, in the Colorado bullpen. Three-two again. Stays fair for McMahon. And Montero able to keep his foot on the bag. In Colorado, Diamondbacks lead the Rockies 4-3. Alec Thomas t-shirt, courtesy of Fry's Food Stores, before the game against the Cardinals. First 20,000 fans will get one Saturday, April 13th. You can tell by the walk-up music. Forced to do the promo during the Charlie Blackmon walk-up music. That's a foul on Jeff Gowen, the producer.
Yes, indeed.
We don't talk during Charlie's song. It's the only time I can get Bob to listen to 80s music. The truck is on your side, however. Blackmon tripled and scored to lead it off. He's 1 for 2. Gallen coming off a 32-pitch fourth. And already at 85 pitches as we start the fifth. Rockies have 3 runs on 6 hits. 5 of the 6 hits have come in 2-strike counts. So Zach not quite putting guys away like he'd like to see. Another Gallen disgusted scenario with a curveball that got away and it's 2-0. Gallen has been curveball crazy here tonight. He's yet to throw a changeup, which has, of course, been one of the signature pitches for him. Fastball is low.
His velo seems to be down a little bit too on that fastball. He's normally 93 to 95 with the 4-seam fastball. He's thrown a couple at 90 tonight.
Falling behind on Blackmon 3-0. That one's in there. Gallen's career high for curveballs in one game is 40. That came last April against Milwaukee. Blackmon pops it up.
Just be feeling it tonight. Sometimes a pitcher will take a mound and go out there and just not have a good feel for 1 or 2 of his pitches, but have a great feel for another one and go to that one more consistently.
He's thrown nearly as many curveballs as fastballs. Blackmon waves at that one. Another curveball from Gallen, and he picks up strikeout number 9. He's punched out now 3 in a row.
Now, to his credit, he's managed to keep most of them right down here, bottom of the strike zone or in the dirt. Usually you don't get hurt with that curveball as long as you keep it down.
11 swings and misses on the curve. That's a career high for Zach. Trying to at least get through 5. Ezekiel Tovar has an RBI single. He's also lined out to left. He's hit the ball pretty hard out there twice now. Tovar's now reached base in 10 consecutive games after going 0 for 4 in the opener. He homered off Tommy Henry at Chase Field in that season opening series. Homered again here on Friday. They beat Tampa Bay 10-7. Rockies are off to a 2-8 start. That matches their 0-5 team for the worst 10-game record ever in franchise history. McMahon on deck. It's 3-0 on the Rockies shortstop. Rockies have not won a series since last season. They took 3 of 4 from the Giants in the middle of September.
Ooh.
They were swept in 3 games at Wrigley Field to begin this month. Came back to Denver here for the home opener and dropped 2 of 3 to Tampa Bay. Full count. Up the middle. Newman. Diving attempt by Kevin, but Tovar is aboard. A 1-out base runner. Bullpen getting busy with Gallen knocking on the door of 100 pitches. Scott McGuff, the right-hander, in the Sanderson Ford bullpen. McMahon singled and scored to start that Colorado fourth. Zach could really use a ground ball right here. Fastball's up. McMahon single his last time, extended his hitting streak to 7 games.
He homered here twice against Tampa Bay over the weekend, including a walk-off grand slam in their opener Friday. It's on the ground by Marte. Tovar, good speed, will stop at second. Gritchett gets it back in quickly. And we'll see how long a leash he'll get from Torey Lovullo at 99 pitches. McMahon 2 for 3.
Torey staring intently at the big board out in left center field. He's a stickler for positioning, and when a ball barely gets out of the reach of an infielder, he always wants to see where they started. Were they in the right position when the pitch was delivered?
Former infielder himself, that's near the top of his list, he's told us. 2-1, 1 out. Tovar's at second, McMahon's at first. Diaz had a base hit his first time and a wild swing at a cutter. It's 0-1. Diaz grounded out in the first, singled and scored in that Rockies fourth.
100 pitches for Gallen, 66 for strikes. He has struck out 9. He's not walked a batter. Colorado 3 runs on 8 hits. And it's 0-2. This is a little out of his comfort zone right now. Well, that'll help. 10 strikeouts for Gallen through 4 2/3 as Diaz goes down for the first time tonight.
Diaz starts from that wide open stance and never really quite closes up. He's looking to pull something in the air to left field, and that time just could not handle that pitch.
Well, Gallen will get at least one chance to survive this 5th inning at 102 pitches. Chris Bryant had an RBI single. Part of 4 consecutive Colorado hits to start that 4th inning. He's 1 for 2. Tovar at second base, McMahon at first. Guff continues warming up in the bullpen.
You mentioned Zach Gallen. No walks on the ball game. That is a key when you're pitching at Coors Field.
Don't turn those solo homers into 3-run shots. Missed up and in. Gallen coming off a 32-pitch 4th. About to throw pitch number 20 in the 5th as left-hander Joe Mantiply gets loose.
In a hurry. With Nolan Jones, the lefty, on deck.
At the knees for a strike. Nick Lentz has been pretty consistent with that call tonight. You know, he's not loving this either. 105 pitches. Two. Bryant's had a ton of swing and miss this year. He struck out a bunch. Zach needs one more swing and miss right here. Bryant struck out to win the first. Two.
That was very close to a clock violation there. He was down to 1 second when he picked up that front leg.
A little low. It's full. Jones would be next, the left-hand batter. Mantiply ready in the bullpen. Torey Lovullo ready to get Gallen out of there. 2 on and 2 out. And there's a disengagement for Zach. Three-2 to Chris Bryant. Runners on the move. Third for Suarez. And Gallen strands 2. He survives the 5th with a 4-3 lead. 5 innings, 10 strikeouts. He threw 108 pitches, 71 for strikes.
Yeah, labor's a good way to put it. He just didn't seem to have all of his weapons available to him tonight, which is why I think we saw so many curveballs.
Remarkable amount of curveballs for Zach Gallen, who just seemed determined to throw that pitch, and you can see the body language. He's pretty much looked like that all night long.
Yeah.
But he fought through and leaves after 5 with a 4-3 lead. Here is Peter Lambert, the right-hander, on to start the 6th inning. He was the winning pitcher in the one game the Rockies won at Chase Field to start the year. Randall Grichuk, the former Rocky, starts us off in the 6th inning. Grichuk, Alexander, Newman, 7, 8, 9 for the Diamondbacks. They have an out hit 8-6, but lead at 4-3. Lambert is the long man back there for Bud Black. He was in competition for a starter's job this spring. Did make 14 relief appearances last year. Grichuk hits it way up in the air for Doyle in center. And there's one away.
And even though Torrey probably extended Zach a little deeper into this game than he wanted to, I can certainly understand it. He's trying to give him an opportunity to win the ball game, pick up a win.
Sure thing.
I had a similar situation here back in '04 with Casey Daigle, big right-hander.
Oh yeah.
I wanted to get him through 5 innings, get him a win, and it was tough. It was really tough.
Blaze Alexander singled and scored his last time.
I actually went to the mound one time, and Brian Runge, the home plate umpire, came to the mound to break up the meeting. And as I was walking back to the dugout, I said, "Brian, you got to help me. I'm trying to get him through 5 and get him a win here."
Well, it's nice when the umps cooperate. Good slider from Lambert. 0-2 on Blaze Alexander. Blaze the DH tonight. Gallen tonight threw 40 curveballs. 108 pitches. He threw 40 curves. That matches a career high set last April against the Brewers. Blaze lays off. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Torey Lovullo with Kyle Freeland, the left-hander, starting for the Rockies tonight, has 4 lefties on his bench. Tucker Barnhart, both Petersons, and Jake McCarthy. Blaze caught looking. And that slider snuck through for the strikeout, 2 down.
Yeah, obviously looking for something else right there. That's a flat slider that ended up right in the middle of the strike zone. Don't guess
Newman
with 2 strikes.
Newman an RBI single in the 4th. The start at shortstop tonight. Pops up the bunt. It's good to have Kevin Newman, especially with all these lefties they're going to face and have faced. You can put him out there at shortstop, just kind of settle the defense down a bit. You know, Blaze had a rough defensive series in Atlanta. And Torrey likes Newman, a guy that's got a good clock. Just the consistency of his entire game picks up the baseball. Veteran middle infielder. Out to right. Bryant is there with a sliding grab, and Lambert works a 1-2-3 6th inning on just 8 pitches. Back after this.
atmosphere of the sun is like 2 billion degrees or something like that, and like this is the clearest picture we can get of it because that's like the only part you can see. It's like you don't have the brightness of the center of the sun kind of clouding the picture. So I'll be interested to see what humanity learned.
Guys, Bryce Jarvis was really excited for the eclipse today, and a casual poll among the pitchers, they all said he is the guy that's most science-minded. So go to him, talk about it. A group of pitchers was outside the hotel, including Scott McGough and Zach Gallen. We're looking at the eclipse. Did you guys see it?
I was otherwise occupied.
I simulated the eclipse. I turned on my desk light and held my scorebook up in front of it.
Just don't look at it.
Yeah.
Scott McGough on to start the 6th inning. Well, Bryce Jarvis did go to Duke after all.
That's true.
It's got to count for something. Scott making his 6th appearance of the year, got losses both Wednesday against the Yankees and then Friday in the opener at Atlanta. On in relief of Zach Gallen, who got through 5 and 108 pitches with 10 strikeouts. Nolan Jones has an RBI single and a strikeout, 1 for 2.
Didn't they change the start time of the Yankee game today because of the eclipse?
Wow.
Yeah, I thought I saw that somewhere on the interweb.
Well, to quote Bryce Jarvis, it will be interesting to see what humanity learns.
Yeah.
Two and one on the Rockies left fielder Nolan Jones. Scott McGough gets a big swing and a miss. Jones, Rogers, Montero, 6, 7, and 8 due up in the Rockies' 6th inning. There it is. Oh, Nick Lentz. Yeah, where Brent Strom would like to know, where was that?
I mentioned it before, from the dugout you can tell high low, but it's tough to tell in and out, and Gabby was ready to throw that ball around the horn, so Brent Strom wanted to know where was that.
So it's full 3 and 2. Brendan Rodgers 0 for 2, waiting on deck. Down and in with a fastball and a leadoff walk to Jones. Hey, groups of 15 or more get discounts on many stadium seating options at Chase Field. You can entertain clients, host your next business meeting, get your family and friends all together. Get more information on all available group options today. dbacks.com/groups. Rogers 0 for 2.
We talked about those group sales before. It doesn't have to be an organized group. You can bring your friends from the neighborhood, guys that hang out at the bar instead of watching on TV. Come on out to the ballpark one night.
Get your boys from the deli together.
Yeah, I'm doing that when the Tigers come to town. Yeah.
Tell them to keep it down in there. No rooting for the Tigers. Marte, it's under the glove. Jones will head for third. Rogers aboard, and they'll run the corners to start the Rockies' 6th.
It's been the most effective offensive weapon for the Rockies tonight, just shooting the ball through the right side of the infield, just out of the reach of Ketel Marte, who was shaded up the middle on Brendan Rodgers.
Walk to Jones. The Rogers roller. No outs for Montero 0 for 2. Montero off to a 4 for 24 start to the year. This will hang up in left center if Lourdes can get there. Long way to go, and he makes a sliding grab, but this will get Jones home. And we're tied at 4. The RBI for Lowry's Montero is his first of the year.
was appeared to be struck out before drawing the base on balls. Otherwise, he wouldn't have been on base.
Brenton Doyle 0 for 2. The center fielder bats ninth.
Lourdes had to cover about 1.5 of the 2.6 acres of this ballpark just to get to that one.
Long way to go. Hard to third by Suarez and down the line. Rogers on the run. Gurriel's got it down there. And he's in at third. It's a double for Brenton Doyle. Doyle's bat, we said that last time, starting to heat up a bit for Colorado.
Well, the trouble is now you roll around to the top of the Rockies orders, whereas we've mentioned that's where their best hitters are. Blackman, McMahon, Diaz, and Tovar, for that matter, the number 2 hitter. Hate to have traffic on the bases when these guys roll around.
Second and third, 1 out. Blackman has tripled and struck out twice against Zach Gallen. Gallen labored hard to get through that 5th inning with a lead 4-3. And he'll get no decision here tonight, despite striking out 10 through 5 innings.
And not walking a batter.
Rogers at third. Doyle with great speed at second. Infield creeping in for the Diamondbacks. Suarez even with a bag at third. That's a strike, says Nick Lentz. 2-1. Mantiply up again in the bullpen. Might be getting ready for Ryan McMahon, who's coming up behind Tovar, who's on deck. That splitter's in the dirt. 3 balls and a strike on Blackman. Tovar 2 for 3. Couple of singles so far tonight. The left-hander Mantiply gets loose. Well, they are loaded now for the Rockies with 1 out. And here comes Ezequiel Tovar. Brent Strom to the mound. Second walk in this inning for Scott McGough.
If I remember correctly, Scott McGough had a lot of problems here at Coors Field last year with that split-finger fastball. He was dealing with a new baseball and coming here to elevation. He just didn't seem to have a good handle on that splitter.
Well, he needs to figure something out, because Tovar is heating up.
Tough guy to double up, too. You hope for a ground ball right at one of your infielders in turn 2, but Tovar gets down that line pretty good.
Tovar has reached base in 10 consecutive games, including tonight. An RBI single in the first, and then another single his last time up in the 5th, both off Zach Gallen. Brendan Rogers is the runner at third. Brenton Doyle's at second, and Charlie Blackman's at first. 1 out in the 6th.
Slider that time from McGough.
20th pitch of the inning for Scott McGough right here. Boy, that first at bat to Jones when he didn't get that strike 3 call really opened the floodgates here. Put him on the back foot. Fastball up and in, got it by him, and it's 0-2. McMahon on deck, Mantiply ready in the bullpen. Snuck 1 fastball by him. forget, that's the split right there. He does have a decent slider that he could go to if he needs swing and miss.
Yeah, he threw a good one the first pitch of the sequence here to Tovar.
Torey Lovullo, Dan Carlson, Brent Strom. He never sits still in that dugout. Bases full of Rockies. The 1-2 to Tovar. Down the line, and that one is hooking foul. 22-year-old shortstop Ezequiel Tovar had a home run here Friday in their win over Tampa Bay. One-two from Scott McGough. Fastball up high, 2-2. Rockies 4 runs, 10 hits. Diamondbacks 4 runs, 6 hits. McMahon on deck. Jammed him behind the bag at second. Newman collects it infield fly in effect. And here comes Torey Lovullo to go get his left-hander Joe Mantiply. So tall order here for Joe. He gets Ryan McMahon, their best hitter, with the bases full in a 4-4 ball game. We are back from Denver, 4-4 in the 6th. Here with you, a bases loaded mess for the left-hander Joe Mantiply. Joe making his 5th appearance of the year. Worked parts of 2 innings in Friday's game against the Braves. He will get the left-hand batting Ryan McMahon, who so far this year is 4 for 12 versus left-hand pitchers, including a home run.
Yeah, over the course of his career, McMahon hits about 30 points lower against left-handed hitters, but this year he's been hitting everybody.
Bases loaded, 2 outs in a 4-4 ball game. McMahon squirts one to third. Suarez, Marte able to keep it in front. A run comes across and the Rockies take the lead. A nice play by Gino just to stop that one. He saved at least 1 run right there.
Yeah, just no real easy play to make after making that diving stop. Had no chance to go to third, no chance to throw across the diamond to get McMahon. He just flipped it over to Cattell, hoping that they had a chance to get the force play out there at second base.
It was close.
Yeah, Charlie went in standing up. That's kind of odd. Made it a lot closer than it should have been.
McMahon has singled now in 3 consecutive at-bats. He's off to a tremendous start this year, 3 for 4 tonight. And the batter is the catcher, Elias Diaz. The base is still full of Rockies. Diaz, the 9th man to bat in the Colorado 6th.
Blackman's at second, McMahon's at first. Well, that sinker looked like it caught the edge, didn't get the call. 2 balls and no strikes. That one got something up there. The changeup sails for a strike, and it's 2-1. Colorado now with 11 hits. They've out-hit the Diamondbacks 11-6 and lead at 5-4. Sinker's low, and it's 3-1. Chris Bryant waiting on deck. Multiplies, walked in a run. 6-4 Colorado. Third walk in the inning issued by Diamondback pitchers as Doyle comes across. And Bryant will be the 9th man to bat in the inning for Colorado. He had an RBI single in the 4th, 1 for 3. Changeup for a strike. Newman, short hop, and they go the short way for the force on Elias Diaz. Colorado gets 3 across in the 6th, and they take a 6-4 lead. Top of the order coming up. Ketel Marte, Corbin Carroll, and Lourdes Gurriel Jr. Sign up currently open right now. Only a few spots left. Got to hurry. Sign up today. dbacks.com/fantasy. Ketel Marte leads off the Diamondbacks 7th. Peter Lambert back out there for the Rockies after a quick 1-2-3 6th. Ketel so far tonight in the leadoff spot, 0 for 3.
See what effect that long inning has on Peter Lambert. Relief pitchers usually aren't used to multiple up downs, and especially when you're sitting in that dugout while your team is sending 9 batters to the plate.
D-backs just 6 hits so far, all singles through 6 innings. 3-0 on Marte. Corbin Carroll, who's 2 for 3, waiting on deck.
Here's your 3-0 fastball for a strike. Cattell 0 for 4 yesterday in Atlanta. That snapped a 5-game hit streak for him. Hitless so far tonight. 3-1. Ball 4, leadoff man aboard. That's a good start to the 7th. And here comes Corbin. First walk for Lambert.
Couple of knocks in the game for Corbin. Hasn't hit the ball hard yet, but they've found grass in the outfield.
Justin Lawrence up in the Colorado bullpen as the pitching coach Darryl Scott makes his way out there. And there is Lawrence, the big right-hander. Had a rough day here Friday against Tampa Bay. Lawrence gave up 5 hits. That matched a career high. Corbin singles in the 1st and the 3rd. He tapped back to the mound to the 4th. 2 for 3. Not a bad spot for that changeup. Corbin didn't bite, got the call. It's 1-0. On the corner, doubled up on that change. 1-1. Nick Lentz, the plate umpire tonight. One almost clipped him at 95. Lambert, a Rockies 2nd-round pick out of high school in San Dimas, California. He's made a long comeback from Tommy John surgery. But he's starting to lose his grip here. He walked Marte to start it off. Now 3-1 on Corbin with Gurriel on deck.
San Dimas, California. I believe that's Wayne's World.
Wayne's World.
Party time.
Excellent. I think that's Bill and Ted.
Bill and Ted. One of them. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, the Wayne's World was suburban Chicago.
Oh,
right?
there you go. There you go.
Cable system in Aurora, Illinois. Swing 3-1. Montero with a double up. Oh, come on now. Boy, that was headed for the right field corner. Instead, it's 2 outs.
Yeah, that was going to be some serious action right there if it gets by Montero. That ball's all the way down in the corner, rattling around. Marte probably scores. Who knows where Corbin would have ended up, but Montero flashing some leather. I haven't said that often.
Or ever. So base is empty, 2 down suddenly for Gurriel, who's 0 for 3. That's just the way things have been going lately. Diamondbacks in Atlanta yesterday, 2 runs, 5 hits. Here tonight in Denver, 4 runs, 6 hits. Inside, but a strike. Slider got there. Lambert's not exactly filling up the zone. 21 pitches, only 11 for strikes. He just caught a big break right there where that ball hit right at Montero.
go for a double play off the bat of Corbin Carroll, but good to see him finally square one up and hit a ball hard. That ball smoked down the line.
Yeah, hard to his pull side. Walker's had a good night. A walk, 2 singles. He scored a run. 3-1 to Gurriel. Well, Lambert's gone to 3-ball counts on all 3 hitters he's faced in this inning. And it's full. In the hole, McMahon in front of Tovar cleans it up. And a 0 on the board in the 7th. It stays 6-4 Colorado.
Cam, Zach Gallen was curveball crazy here tonight, and it was a good one. He kept it down for the most part. Good top spin over the top that time in the dirt, gets a swing and a miss. That was his go-to pitch. And as we said many times, you never know with Zach Gallen what he's going to rely heavily on, and it was the curveball tonight. Look at these 40 curveballs, 12 swings and misses, none of them above the middle of the strike zone.
40 curveballs for Zach, matched to career high, and tonight he had 10 strikeouts without a walk. 6th career game for Gallen with at least 10 Ks and 0 walks as Luis Frias is on to start the Colorado 7th. Nolan Jones is the hitter. Frias 4 appearances this year. He got stuck with a loss Saturday in Atlanta. Gave up hits to 3 of the 4 Brave batters he faced. And there's a timeout for Nolan Jones, who has an RBI single and a walk so far tonight, 1 for 2.
Yeah, the walk really hurt, as we said at the time. It looked like he should have been called out on strike 3 and then ended up drawing the walk, and all kinds of crazy things happened after that.
Base hit by Rogers that went just under the glove of Ketel Marte's dive. Montero had a sac fly. Doyle doubled. Blackman walked. McMahon the RBI single and a bases loaded walk to Diaz. 3 runs in the Rockies 6th. They take a 6-4 lead. There's a good cutter there from Luis Frias. Jones was swinging for the fences that time. Well, they need Luis Frias to sort of get it together here. He's had a rough couple of outings to start off. Try that cutter down again. 2 balls and 2 strikes. It's full, 3-2. Rogers on deck, then it's Lowry's Montero.
Diamondbacks trying to snap a 4-game losing skid. They led it 4-1 at one point. They trail it 6-4. That's fouled away. Four straight losses and 5 of 6. Pitch number 8 in this at bat to Nolan Jones right here. And we'll keep going. Remember Nolan Jones in the opener at Chase Field had like an 11 pitch at bat. Ended up with a big hit.
And Frias wore him down, went back to that cut fastball and gets the first out.
Good slider underneath the bat, or cutter rather.
Looks like somebody told him, if you're going to throw that pitch here, keep it down.
Yep.
Brendan Rodgers, 1 for 3. We'll put that one up for a strike. Got a lot of faith in that pitch tonight, 0-2. Rockies off to a 2-8 start, matching their 2005 team for the worst 10-game start ever in franchise history. Fastball misses up, 1-2. Rodgers won't chase.
Notice Frias looking back at the mound. And pitchers do one of two things when they throw a scud like that. They either look at the mound like their foot slipped, or they look at their hand like the ball slipped.
Had to be one of the two.
Yeah.
Zach Gallen was doing the same thing for most of the night tonight. Still struck out 10 without a walk. That bounces up the middle and into center. Rodgers with his second hit tonight. Rockies now with 12 hits.
With very few exceptions, most of them have been just like that, just ground balls that found a hole, rolled through, just out of the reach of Diamondbacks defenders.
Montero drove in a run with a fly ball his last time up. His first RBI this year. They have out hit the Diamondbacks 12-6 and lead it 6-4.
Christian looks cold, doesn't he?
Yes, he does. Maybe temperature cold, but he's certainly not cold at the plate.
Oh, look what he did there. How about that? Nice. Gino Marte for 1, and they turn 2. Frias gets the double play, gets us to the 8th inning, where the red-hot Christian Walker, or cold depending on how you look at it, will lead it off. Followed by Gino Suarez and Gabby Moreno. Let's get some runs down 6-4. 4:30 kickoff. Merrill Kelly against Cal Quantrill in the second of this 3-game set. Tommy Henry faces the lefty Austin Gomber in a getaway day afternoon game on Wednesday. But back tomorrow for Merrill, the mainstay, taking on the Rockies. Changes for Colorado. Justin Lawrence, the right-hander, is the new pitcher on to start the 8th inning. Diamondbacks down 6-4. They've been out hit 12-6. And defensive change at first base as you get a look at Lawrence's numbers this year. An ERA at 13.5, his 4th appearance. Michael Toglia, who's a very good defender down there, takes over at first for Alaris Montero. So Christian Walker, who has walked, singled twice, and scored, starts off the 8th.
Lawrence basically a 2-pitch guy, a sinker and a sweeper, about 50-50 on the season.
Got that big kind of crossfire version thing going. Strike 1 to Christian. Lawrence worked Friday here in their home opener against Tampa Bay. Gave up 5 hits. He was a workhorse in their bullpen last year. 69 appearances in relief. Sinkers there for a strike, 1 and 2. Walker lays off, trying to get him to chase that one. 2 balls and 2 strikes.
We saw Lawrence at Chase Field first series of the year, and I noticed that he sets as low as any pitcher I've ever seen. He's got his glove almost down by his knees. Part of the evolution of a pitcher, I'm sure, at some point in his career, whether it was in high school, college, minor leagues, maybe up here at the big league level, he was doing something that was tipping his pitches, and this is what he came up with.
Well, Christian caught looking at that fastball, and there's 1 down.
Right there, 95, outer third of the plate.
Eugenio Suarez now 0 for 2 with a walk. Cut. That's the sweeper. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
So every time Lawrence gets the ball back from his catcher, he takes his glove off and gives it one little rub and then ready to go again.
He's the Nomar of pitchers.
Yeah.
And Emil Jimenez says yes, he did. 2 strikeouts for Lawrence as Gino goes down swinging. Couldn't check.
It's quite a different look for hitters. Obviously, a guy like Ryan Thompson, we've seen him be extremely effective with that sidearm delivery. It's just something you don't see much of in the game anymore, and it takes you a couple of pitches just to figure out where the ball's coming from.
Gabby 0 for 3. Diamondbacks got that 4-run 4th, and since then they've had only 1 hit. A Walker single in the 5th. It's been a strike most of the night. Sinker just below the knees, 2-1. Colorado bullpen very busy down there.
Sweeper's in there, and it's 2-2. Nick Mears is the right-hander, and Jalen Beeks the lefty. Well off the edge. Second full count in the inning for Lawrence. Grichuk would be next. Randall singled and scored in the fourth. 3-2 to Gabriel Moreno. That's low. Gabby didn't offer a 2-out walk. Grichuk will head back to the dugout now, and we'll get Jock Peterson as a pinch hitter from the left-hand side, who will come up here as the tying run. So we'll see if Jock can launch one here as they manufacture and maneuver that right-left DH platoon. Time for another mound visit. Pitching coach Darryl Scott. Jock so far has had a good start as a Diamondback, 7 for 14. He's also walked 5 times.
And certainly all his days with the Los Angeles Dodgers, he's very familiar with this ballpark. He knows he can get one up in the air to right field. This is a tie ball game.
Well, imagine what you hit for Grichuk with Peterson. You can send McCarthy out there to play right. Well, let's see if Jock can connect with one here and tie the game. Boy, the outfield is back for Colorado.
In baseball, they call this the no doubles defense, but at Coors Field, you roll one through the infield and it dies on that outfield grass, you might end up with a double anyway. The idea played deep enough that you can cut off those gaps and hold the hitter to one base.
Jones, Doyle, and Bryant backed up near the warning track, left to right. Jock chops it right at Tolia, and that ends anything that looked like a threat. It stays 6-4 Rockies. Jake McCarthy takes over in right field after Jock Peterson hit for Randall Grichuk. Luis Frias is back out there after getting a strikeout at a double play in the 7th, and Brenton Doyle, the center fielder, will lead off the Rockies' 8th. Diamondbacks have had nothing going except for the occasional base on ball since the 4th inning. They have 1 hit since the 4th inning, and they still trail it by 2 as Doyle, who doubled and scored in the 6th, leads off the 8th. Frias has found a lot of success with that low cutter here tonight.
John Denver might have liked Rocky Mountain High, but if you're a pitcher in this ballpark, you better keep it low.
I think people used to tell John Denver to keep it down. Doyle, Blackman, Tovar, 9-1-2 for the Rockies here in the bottom of the 8th. Diamondbacks in danger of dropping their 5th consecutive game. On the corner, and Frias has his 2nd strikeout as Doyle's rung up. Here's Blackman. Blackman tripled and scored to lead it off. He has struck out twice and walked.
I tell you, so far Frias has been spotting his cutter and his slider pretty good, but his fastball's been sprayed all over the place.
Effectively wild.
Yep. There's a good one.
Right on the corner, dotted that 4-seamer. Through a slider that got away. Rockies bullpen. Nick Mears, the right-hander, looks like he'll get the chance to close. He's only been scored on once in his 5 appearances this year.
Nice job receiving that ball again by Gabby. Starts with that glove down on the ground, and he's coming up toward the strike zone when he catches it.
2-2 on Charlie Blackman, the DH tonight. Blackman hits it in the air deep to right field, and that one is gone. The first of the year for Blackman, and it's 7-4. Big night for Blackman, who has tripled, homered, and scored twice.
Not a bad cutter below the bottom of the strike zone. It was in the middle of the plate. Luis Gonzalez calls that scooping right there. Scoop that low pitch out of here to right field.
Ezequiel Tovar. Rockies now with 13 hits. Tovar has 2 of them, both singles. Diamondbacks in the 9th inning have 8-9-1 due up Blaze Alexander, Kevin Newman, and Ketel Marte. With Nick Mears, the right-hander, set to go in the Rocky bullpen. There's that fastball up, and Tovar swings through. 2 outs in the 8th.
Just rushed him upstairs that time.
3rd strikeout for Frias, and here comes Ryan McMahon. McMahon has been their hottest hitter, and he's had another good night tonight. He has singled his last 3 times up. He's 3 for 4, hitting .425 on the year. McMahon's hit safely in 7 straight. He's hit in 10 of 11 this year. Just above the belt for ball 2.
You mentioned earlier that McMahon hit a walk-off grand slam in their home opener. I don't know what would be more exciting, winning 16-1 like the Diamondbacks did at home, or hitting a walk-off grand slam.
It was only the 3rd walk-off grand slam in Rockies history. Ryan Spilborz has one of the others, Charlie Blackmon. There you go, right there. Once again, our truck is right on.
Right on it.
Billy still talks about that. I know he does. Talks about a lot of other stuff.
Yes, he does.
Elias Diaz would be next, 3-1 on Ryan McMahon. Despite the home run, you got to look at this as a step forward tonight for Elias Diaz. And as you said, the home run was not a bad pitch. Or for, I should say, Luis Frias, pardon me. 20th pitch of the inning right here.
Swing and a miss. Frias 3 strikeouts in the inning, 4 in the game. But it's now a 7-4 lead as we hit the 9th. Cool play of the game. An RBI single in that 4-run D-backs 4th. Kevin Newman, the started shortstop tonight, hustles in.
Attaboy, welcome to the party.
Well, Nick Mears joins the party now. Jay Cave, the new right fielder, replacing Chris Bryant. And the new pitcher for Colorado, right-hander Nick Mears, who does not have a save in his career, but has been scored on this year just once in 5 appearances. Chase Peterson will step up and bat to the left side, batting for Blaze Alexander.
Need a couple runners. Find a way on there. Mears can lose the strike zone. He's only walked 1 batter so far this year, but throughout his career, he tends to put guys on base and pitch himself into trouble.
Got a big fastball. Jay singled and scored in his start at shortstop Friday in the opener in Atlanta. '98 misses inside. Yanked that one, a ball and a strike. Mears claimed off waivers by the Rockies from the Texas Rangers just before the 2023 season.
coming off Tommy John surgery. That's foul at first. Spent most of last year with the Rockies AAA club at Albuquerque, where he had an ERA over 6. One ball and 2 strikes on Jace Peterson. Kevin Newman on deck. Misfire on that slider, 2-2. Peterson, Newman, and Marte, 8, 9, and 1 in the 9th, down 3. Jace able to check. Fastball up at 98. He's run the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. That's low. You're looking for base runners. A good start as Jace Peterson works a walk ahead of Kevin Newman.
Good at bat by Jace Peterson that time. Had a swing at a pitch he thought he could do something with, but didn't bite at any of those borderline pitches.
Showed you a moment ago the Newman RBI single in the 4th, 1 for 3. So far, Mears has thrown 7 pitches, only 2 for strikes. Two and 0.
Get Cattell up there with 2 men on base.
You said it. Kept that fastball down and away. 2 and 1 on Kevin Newman, the shortstop today. The 2-1 pitch. Same spot.
With 2 strikes, you don't really have the luxury of taking a pitch to the opposite field unless Mears obliges you and puts one out there on the outside corner. I remember when he was with the Pirates, Kevin Newman really was a good handler of the bat. He could move the ball to the right side if necessary. Big hole over there now.
Checked on the 2-2. Did not go, says Emil Jimenez. And Peterson, who worked the count full 3 and 2 before a walk, on first, and now it's full on Newman. Marte on deck.
Mears one of a number of Rockies pitchers, as we documented in that home series against the Rockies. They got some guys that can really gas down there.
Sure do.
Anthony Molina, Victor Vodnik, Mears.
All upper 90s. There you go. Good at bat by Kevin Newman. Mears has walked the first 2, and here comes Cattell as the tying run with nobody out.
It's a fire drill right now in that Rockies bullpen. Somebody jumped up quickly and is working in a hurry down there to get ready.
Mears has thrown 13 pitches, only 5 for strikes. And there is, as you said, Jake Bird starting to get loose and quickly. Another long walk to the mound for Darryl Scott. A reminder, our post-game preview presented by Talking Stick Resort and Casinos. Jody Jackson will have more on this one. Bob and I will give you a complete recap. And you'll hear from the skipper, Torey Lovullo, whose team is trying to come back and avoid what would be a 5th consecutive loss. They have yet to find that big hit. Diamondbacks yesterday in Atlanta had only 5 hits. They have just 6 tonight.
and only one since the 4th inning. A chance for Ketel. Chase Peterson's at second, Kevin Newman's at first. Kind of floats that slider up there. Steal strike one. Marte walked his last time up. Started him off with 2 breaking balls, and it's 0-2. Go up there looking for 98, and you get 2 off-speed pitches. Just foul at first. D-back fans optimistic. They saw a 4-run 4th earlier. They've had only 1 hit since. Still 0-2 on Ketel. Oh, that was coming right at you. Get that Letterman's jacket ready.
That's why I was leaning back. Thank goodness that screen is as high as it is behind home plate.
You can always tell when they're coming at you almost right away off the bat.
Oh, yeah.
Ketel won't chase out there. Curveball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. 18 pitches for Mears, only half for strikes. Peterson at second, Newman at first. The 1-2 to Marte. Oh, tied him up big time, and that's the first out. Yeah, Nick Lentz says, yep. And here comes Torrey. Got to protect Marte here. Lovello coming out of the dugout. He cannot get his offense going. Been a frustrating weekend in Atlanta. Not much to speak of here tonight offensively. But still just 1 out now in the 9th.
Oh, that is really close. Really close.
No appeal either. Corbin Carroll. 2 for 4. Remember, Corbin hit that rocket after Marte had walked to lead off the 7th, right at the first baseman, Alaris Montero, who doubled off Ketel, but that had extra bases written all over it.
Hardest hit ball he's had in a while.
Yeah.
Watch out.
97. He's been seeing a lot of pitches right there all year. Corbin had hits both Saturday and Sunday in Atlanta. 2 more hits tonight. 2 on and 1 out. Tying run at the plate.
Looked like a straight changeup that time at 86.
Seems like after that mound visit by Darryl Scott, he's put that fastball for the most part away. Throwing a lot of breaking balls up there.
Yeah, he's using the fastball now more as a show-me pitch. Try to get him to swing and miss at a pitch up in the zone or push him off the plate as he's done to Corbin Carroll. But yeah, when he needs to throw a strike, he's been going to the breaking ball.
2-2 on Corbin. There's another one. Pitch number 25 in the inning from right-hander Nick Mears on the way right here. And Corbin takes his time out. That's a little more sticky stuff for the bat.
Stick 'em.
No, I don't think Nick Lentz is going to let him. You have to prove that you need more. And here we go. Corbin, they're not going to let him use the equipment. Gurriel will run it out there. And I don't know. Lourdes sort of intervened there.
Yep.
And ran it out to Corbin.
That's a good teammate.
Right? It's the Stickum relay race. So we'll see if it helps on 2-2. Center field, Doyle backing up, still backing up. It's carrying to the track, and he's got it. Peterson tags up and heads for third, but that's out number 2. And carried out to the 4:15 mark.
And nothing to show for it, but a couple of good at-bats for Corbin Carroll tonight. Hitting the ball hard both times, once to first base, that one to deep center field.
It's up to Lourdes Gurriel Jr., who's 0 for 4. Diamondbacks looking to snap this losing streak. They've yet to win a game on the road this year. They've dropped 4 straight overall in 5 of 6. Tying run at the plate, 2 outs. Peterson's at third. And Newman's at first.
And the Rockies not holding Newman at first base. I would expect him to go ahead and take the bag.
Here he goes. Lourdes swings at the first one. Tovar smothers it. Tough play. Gurriel's safe at first. And Peterson's home to make it 7-5. And a chance for the red-hot Christian Walker in this ballpark where he's always hit so well.
Nice stop out there at short by Tovar. It is nowhere to go with that ball. Lourdes Gurriel smelling an infield hit all the way. Diamondbacks pull a run closer.
In this ballpark, this is the guy you want at the plate, Christian Walker. He has walked and singled twice tonight, 2 for 3. Kevin Newman at second base. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. the tying run at first. And here is Walker, who homered in this ballpark 5 times last year. Bud Black had activity in his bullpen. He had Jake Bird warming up quickly, but he stuck with Nick Mears here. Two balls and a strike. Now he's going back to that fastball, and he's falling behind in counts. Kevin Ginkel and Ryan Thompson getting loose in case they're needed. And rolls away from Diaz. Everyone stays put. A low slider. 3-1 on Walker. A 30-pitch inning and counting here for Mears. Eugenio Suarez would be next. He's on deck. Mears has already walked 2 in this inning. The 3-1 to Walker. They're loaded again. And here comes Gino. And the Boo Birds are out, and so is Bud Black. One run home in this inning. They're down to their final out. But a base hit here can tie the game as Jake Bird's on his way in. We'll take a break. Back from Denver in a moment. rough ninth for the Rocky bullpen and Nick Mears. This is the way it's gone for the Colorado Relief Corps as of late. They had a 5-run ninth they allowed Friday here against Tampa Bay. And then Saturday, 5 runs in the 8th. Diamondbacks need 2 more at least here. Jake Bird, his 6th appearance of the season. He will face Eugenio Suarez. With the bases full of Diamondbacks and 2 outs. A base hit here can tie the game. Gino walked in the 4th. He's 0 for 3. Kevin Newman is at 3rd. Lourdes Gurriel Jr. the tying run at 2nd. Christian Walker the go-ahead run down at 1st.
Yeah, incumbent on Lourdes Gurriel at second base to get as big a lead as he possibly can. Big secondary lead. He's got to score on a base hit.
Fastball at the belt is a ball. And it's 1-0 on Gino. That's sinker up. Diamondbacks trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. 1 base hit away from tying this ball game. Morris hits it pretty deep right field. Cave backing up to the track, and he's got it. And the Rockies win it. Well, the Diamondbacks have lost 5 in a row. They have lost their first 4 road games of the season. That hasn't happened since 1999. Boy, Gino gave it a ride the other way.
He sure did. Offense got to find a way to get some things going. String together some base hits. Cash in on those base on balls. Of all the walks in the ball game tonight, only 1 came around to score.
Yeah, they managed only 2 runs on 5 hits yesterday in Atlanta. They dropped this one in Colorado. The losing streak extends to 5. They've dropped 6 of their last 7. We take a quick break from Denver. Back with a post-game show right after this.